Movies based on anime are nothing new, especially in Japan, and I am grateful for that since apparently the rest of the world doesn't even know how to do live action movies right. Examples like Street Fighter, Tekken, crap from Uwe Boll or Fist of the North Star make me cringe. And even the upcoming movie, for example Death Note, the same. But let's look at some live action movies from Asia that already exist. Be a Man, Samurai School. You may know the following actor, Tak Sakaguchi. He was in Versus, Tokyo Guard Police or Battlefield Baseball. You may even know about the following anime from the 80s, Sakigeki Otokujuku, which can be roughly translated as Be a Man, Samurai School or Charge, Men's Private School. Not that kind of private school. You will meet the main character called Momotaro, which attends probably the manliest school ever in anime, and part of being a real man, he has to endure rough training and defeat strong enemies. As an anime adaptation, this works rather well actually. Yeah, it is more on the low budget side, but that is what Sakaguchi is known for. It goes rather the fast-paced route, and that can be somewhat damaging at times. Be a Man Samurai School sadly suffers a bit from that. Therefore, don't expect a one-to-one adaptation from the anime or the manga, not even close. Yet the movie still is a lot of fun to watch, with certain goofy moments and entertaining scenes. Not great by any means, but still above average. And let's not kid ourselves, the anime still destroys the movie. City Hunter. I guess everybody knows about this one. Of course, Jackie Chan is in it and he was a big deal for decades. He still is nowadays, yet his age is catching up to him and he is slowing down. In the late 80s we got an anime called City Hunter, with a main character called Ryo Saeba and other characters that appear in the movie, but only by name and have little to do with the original characters. Ryo Saeba is a private investigator and soon, with his assistant Kaori, he finds himself in a cruiser fighting criminals in Jackie style. Probably everybody knows this. Since it is a Jackie Chan movie, this is a lot of fun even though having rather little to do with the original material. Chan himself is always a joy to watch, and the goofiness makes the movie stand out. That would be an example of how things can get in a movie with some nice Jackie action, good acting and cinematography. Personally, it's not the best movie Chan ever made, but for what it still is a lot of fun to watch with little to complain about. Detroit Metal City. The anime with the same name was a weird but still cool ride with rather cheap but charming animation, fast-pacing scenes, cool ideas, and metal! Soichi Negishi wants to chase his dream in becoming a musician playing stylish and Swedish pop. But instead of that, he finds himself being the leader of a death metal band called Detroit Metal City, playing Trouser even though he hates the role. Now, when it comes to the movie, they didn't do it justice, even though it very well shows that they tried. A lot of times, at least in Japan but never really outside of it, movies based on anime or manga tend to work okay to good. Sadly, that's not the case with this one. The good parts all involve Krauser, but when it comes to every scene with the main character Soichi Negishi, then it's way too weird for its own good. This because the actor doesn't really do a good job at portraying Soichi, and I can't really fully blame him for that, since Negishi as a real person is way too awkward, way too cartoony, and therefore too unrealistic. Sure, the anime one is almost the same way, but that's why it works in the anime. But even as Krauser, he seemed too normal in comparison to the animated crazy Krauser. Even the other actors weren't really impressive and the story felt rather flat even though staying true to its original material. But it has fast scenes like in the anime and the music is powerhouse, but sadly it can't save a lot. I would say just stick to the anime or the manga. Dragon Ball: The Magic Begins. Yes, I'm talking about the Taiwanese version from 1991, a live-action movie based on the first Dragon Ball movie from 1986. An alien appears once the Dragon Balls and Son Goku fights them off. Well, almost. The Dragon Balls are called Dragon Pearls and Son Goku is called Monkey Boy. Still want to know how the movie is? Okay, remember Dragon Ball Evolution? Remember how shitty it was? Remember how it had almost nothing to do with Dragon Ball and pissed a lot of fans off? Then the Taiwanese version is the right one for you. This, if you don't bother with it being a movie based on Dragon Ball and not Dragon Ball Z. This is the movie that knows how to do a live action version right. Well, for the most part. There are some weird choices made for the cast to represent the characters and the effects may be a bit off at times. But other than that, it's surprisingly a lot of fun to watch. I will put it this way. This movie from 1991 and from Taiwan not only destroys but pulverizes Dragon Ball Evolution from 2009 and the USA. That is sad, don't you think?